other countries,
Correct.
It's mandatory for them to learn English.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're teaching
we're
that
the
on
only
purpose.
ones here. It's like it's an elective.
But what makes it scary is, and there's no shade on that. I'm not saying that. They're preparing them for the future because they see where the wave of the world is going, right?
Yeah.
They understand that, and they're not the only country doing that. China, Japan, Germany, like everyone's doing that because they see English as the dominant factor. However, that kind of scares me, man, because over 100 years, are the languages going to now only be, are they going to just start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller?
It's going to be like a lost,
Like a lost art.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Julian Rivera y that's enough right there. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. DJ Julian Rivera, Edgar the Sphere Munoz, and we have the one and only Emy Love.
Emy Love.
She's in the house today. Emy Rodriguez in the house today. We're going to title this episode called No Sabo, and we'll explain why shortly. Obviously, you can tell that I'm Virginia Rican. I speak fairly good English and not that good Spanish. I have a 629-day streak on Duolingo, and that's my flex today. But realistically, we're going to, and that's actually a fact. I'll show you that number. We'll elaborate on why we're calling it No Sabo. And realistically, it doesn't just go into the Hispanic language. A lot of these second generation, third generation Americans that are coming from other countries, they're not understanding or even taking a chance to learn their dialect from where they came from, right? That's just a trend.
Forehead, bro, and you haven't learned another language?
No, man, you stole it all and put it all in your head. So that's why you learned so much. I guess you're so smart. You should have went to Turkey for your hair plugs, but or Colombia.
Who are we talking to today?
Hold on. I just
What's
said
your
Emy.
Story, Emy?
Hold on. He's being so rude right now that I can't even say and remind you to like, subscribe, and make sure that you follow us so you can hear exactly what we're talking about today. So now that the rude guy over here is off, Emy, nice to have you on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So Emy, just so you know, outside of being an educator and an awesome person overall, she is in real estate. She is a realtor at Iron Valley Real Estate. She mentors a ton of agents. She helps a ton of clients, both American, Hispanic, and any other race. Nobody discriminates in this world, but she is so good at providing value. That's where she comes into play a lot. So, Emy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you're not from here. You got the Jenny from the block vibe going on today. I can see that.
Emy from the block.
There we go.
Yeah.
Elo, got you.
Elo. You know, I had a friend that used to call me Elo.
Now that's I'm gonna keep it going. Perfect. You're from? How long you been now in Virginia or the VA area? You've been here for a minute.
It's about, I'm gonna say about 23 years.
Oh, so you're local, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from here now at this point.
So, damn, yeah, you're like Edwin. So 23 years from
Jersey.
Mm-hmm. And every time we get somebody from Jersey, freaking Edwin goes off. He gets hyped. He's jumping off the walls. Where you from? He wants to know what grade school you went to.
Yep.
Did you guys go to school together?
No. We had moments where we lived together. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Families, grew up in the hood.
Right.
Spanish or English? What was your first language?
Spanish.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
So English is your second. Which one do you use more nowadays?
It depends, man. Like, I feel like I have a good blend of both.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because most people if Spanish is their first language, sometimes they don't use it as much, and it's not like riding a bike like everyone thinks.
I mean, we live in an English world,
Yeah.
so that's what happens, really. You just kind of like get used to it. The people that you interact with the most speak English.
That's correct.
So that's what you kind of lean on.
Yeah.
And you kind of just get a little lazy with your language.
So then what?
Super side question. Did you learn any other language like growing up?
No,
nothing.
No. So like my abuela, mi madre, both fluent.
Okay.
Uncle fluent, right? So let's just talk about the generations, right? And I'm gonna ask the same question with you guys. So I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican. I grew up on the Puerto Rican side. My grandmother fluent, obviously. Grandmother was my mom's mom, fluent, obviously. Same with my uncle, mother, son, daughter to my grandmother. And then I am my mother's son. All right, I was born here. I was born in New York. Came down here when I was 2, so I'm pretty much from Virginia Beach.
Gotcha.
And they tried to teach me growing up. I was hard-headed. That's the number one thing. Hard-headed, not the whole head, just the forehead. That's what you're about to say. That's where he's going with it, right?
Number one,
but
sniper target, right?
The thing is, but the frontal lobe helped me because I'm great in everything else. The only thing I'm not great in is knowing Spanish. And to be fair, the older I'm getting now, I'm like, damn it, man. That's one thing that I strongly, we all have regrets. My regret is just not listening to my mom and my grandmother and my uncle to learn it. Now, they did speak to me, don't get me wrong, but the same thing my sister can say. My sister is half Puerto Rican, half Mexican. She doesn't know Spanish either. She is part of like Hispanic women clubs or things nowadays, like in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
But she's 7 years younger than me. She's starting to get into it. She wants to do it. I want to do it too. I just, outside of, honestly, before I came into Iron Valley, there was not many Hispanic individuals. I was actually very, very, very few that I was communicating with on a daily basis. Like every once in a while, I got my homies, but nothing that was gonna help me learn the language if I decided to do so.
Right.
But like I would say for me and Emy, coming from Jersey or Southern California, I didn't really see the value in knowing Spanish because everybody knows it. Versus now I'm here, there's a big value.
Huge.
Especially in real estate, in our business, right? Or any business, really. If you know Spanish here, it's a nice little niche now.
Agreed.
In where we come from, it's like listen, you go to the Chinese spot, and they talk to you in Spanish.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? You would feel really bad if you went to Jersey and went to the Chinese spot, and they'd be like, "Ajo pollo," and you're just like, bro, like.
I mean, I get that. You know, rice and chicken, I can do that, but like, I can't hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's not even to that point. You know, you're from up in Jersey and you came down here. We have a huge Hispanic population.
Now
we do.
So when I got here, it was like up and coming.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, man, I got excited every time I saw somebody like with a Puerto Rican flag, a Dominican flag in their car. It would be like beep beep, and then I would just like get so excited, like stupid. I didn't even know them, but I just wanted to be like, yeah. What's
I think
up?
now the stats was what, almost 20% Hampton Roads.
It really has increased. Like this past weekend, they had the festival, the Spanish festival, and
Latin Fest at the Oceanfront. Shout out to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, shout out to Virginia Beach. It was always so good. And you really see, like, wow, all these people, like,
where the hell y'all come from?
Like, all these Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians, Cubans, like, there's just, and it feels so good because coming from areas like New York and New Jersey, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
And you have that. So when you don't have that, you kind of crave that.
Yeah.
You crave being around your peoples.
What do they say? You don't know what you have until you don't have it no more, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Is your mom, are you guys, like, obviously Puerto Rico's part of America, but, like, were you first generation, like, raised here?
Yeah, so my mom was born in Puerto Rico. Yep. My dad swears he was born in Puerto Rico, but he was born in Manhattan. He was the proudest Puerto Rican I've ever.
Okay.
If you think Edwin is proud Puerto Rican, he had nothing on my dad.
Okay.
Listen, all I see is bandanas.
Yes, Puerto Rican
air
flags
fresheners,
everywhere.
Everything.
Like, everything.
the little frogs and everything.
Everything had a flag on it. He was super proud. And it made me proud. I mean, we have good reason to be proud of our flag because it was a time it was illegal to have Puerto Rican flag, but that's a whole other podcast.
Right.
But yeah, so my dad joined the military, and he took my mom to Germany, and so I only had my mom didn't know German. She barely knew English, so she taught me Spanish. I learned English through Sesame Street and stuff like that.
Okay.
But when we finally moved from Germany, we went to Washington State, and then my dad went reservist. Then we stayed in Jersey, and from there I grew up in Jersey. Mm-hmm. And when you're surrounded, like I was saying, you're surrounded by you go to school, everything's in English.
Yeah.
Everything your homework English. They're drilling that into you. Then that's what you lean towards. So it's like with anything that you lack practice in, you lose it.
Facts.
For a while, and so. There came a time where I was stronger in English than I was in Spanish. I started losing it. And then, the Puerto Rican way of talking that everybody jokes, like Puerto Ricans have like a whole, like everybody's like,
it's a language.
How do you say?
It's their own language.
Right. Yeah.
How do you say this in Spanish? And they start quizzing you and testing you. And it's also like a laugh,
That's also very true.
And I took that person. I was like, dang, man, like I want to speak Spanish better.
Yeah.
So in high school, when we had to pick our electives, I chose Spanish. And then my friends were like, oh, you just want that easy A. I said, how's that English class going for you? And they were like, oh. Oh, well, English is hard. I said, so is Spanish.
Yeah.
We're learning the same thing, like the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and all of that stuff the grammar of it all. So I made it a point. I was like, look, y'all ain't going to joke me no more. I'm not going to learn another language until I could dominate the two that I already know.
There you go.
And so that's how my little journey in Spanish, improving my Spanish and speaking better Spanish started.
I don't use the word envy often. but I'm so envious of everybody that knows more than one language. It's just your brain was able to comprehend something. I don't care if you learned it at 50 or at 2 years old. Doesn't matter. You were able to comprehend something that because I only know one language, I don't comprehend. And you face that a lot because I call myself Virginia Rican, right? Yeah. So I made that word up, but there's a lot of us that don't know Spanish, but we're proud.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But then it kind of crosses over to mad other nationalities. Like my wife, for example, Myra, her mom, born in the Philippines, nurse, traveled Germany, the whole 9 yards. Basically, you got in the Philippines if you're military or you went to become a nurse. That was the only way to get out at that time. Boom, came here, had Myra, right? So Myra's first generation Filipino here, but she's as American as they come. She don't know Tagalog. She doesn't know Visayas and all the other dialects that they have over there. But she kind of understands. It's like me. I kind of understand it. Don't get me wrong, but I couldn't speak it. But that's a growing trend. Girl, let me tell you this. So we go to the Philippines now. It's going to blow your mind. We go to the Philippines. I love the Philippines. But where she's from in Cebu, like Manila's is Tagalog. Cebu is a mixture of both, but Visayas is the number one dialect down there. It's two polar opposites. You can kind of understand it, but it's kind of polar opposites. Her cousins, they're her age, their kids don't even speak Visayas, and they live there.
Wow.
That's like being born in Puerto Rico
and
not speaking Spanish.
Well, they learn English. Like in other countries,
correct.
It's mandatory for them to learn English.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're teaching that on purpose.
We're the only ones here. It's like it's an elective.
But what makes it scary is, and there's no shade on that. I'm not saying that. They're preparing them for the future because they see where the wave of the world is going, right? Yeah. They understand that. And they're not the only country doing that. China, Japan, Germany, like everyone's doing that because they see English as the dominant factor. However, that kind of scares me, man, because over 100 years, are the languages going to now are they going to just start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller?
It's going to be like a lost,
like a lost art. Yeah. It's like when I'm DJing, right? The turntablism, scratching, they get crates.
Now you got all the electronics.
Now we have this. So it's like once I'm like my generation's gone. Oh, damn right. Girl, you've been to my party. Yes, yes, come on. But it's like, but I grew up, I was a 16-year-old going out to the clubs with the 28-year-old, not to drink. I just wanted to see them. Like I just wanted to see the art. But that's dying unless you want to keep it alive. The OGs, they're not doing as much anymore. If they are, it's a performance, not a night out. So where I'm getting at is we're in a position now where this area is growing from a diversity standpoint, and there's people like you that are willing to start helping people learn in their respective fields. So we titled this episode No Sabo for a reason, because Emy came up with an amazing idea very recently that we're going to launch coming up in July. Have we solidified a date yet?
I believe we said July 23rd.
July 23rd. Okay.
Wednesdays at 10 o'clock.
Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, starting July 23rd. Emy's came up with an entire lesson plan, and she's really going to help. I'm going to be there. She's going to help people. More so, we're going to start this in the real estate world, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't care if you're at Iron Valley or not. I want to be very clear on that. I don't care if you're Caucasian, Hispanic and don't know it, Filipino, Black. It don't matter. If you want to at least have a little bit of a heads up and you're not solely relying on technology, any apps, really you having to show up, the accountability is here. We're going to have Emy, who knows this, who's helped many of clients that have dual languages with American and Hispanic get to the finish line. But realistically, I can't. When I get to a complicated client and I can't help them because I can't speak their language, I have to call someone like Emy. I have to call someone like Edgar because they know the language. That's unfortunate for me. That's actually giving them, they have one leg up on somebody like myself that we all perform at a high level, but that's just one thing I can't just turn on. Yeah. I can't just do this in one day. So the repetitiveness of learning, more so being in the room and understanding that you're willing to do this, but two, you're going to teach us at least the basic terms, and obviously you're going to hold us accountable. So tell us kind of what this new program is going to be and how we're going to, like people are going to learn and what we're going to do from there.
So first of all, I was inspired to do this by you because we have conversations. We joke, and I call you No Sabo. Mm-hmm. But I do see the desire in you that you really, you want to learn.
Right.
And I see your grind. I know that you if you would commit to something and you would actually do it.
Right.
So I started thinking of, wow, I know a lot of agents in the industry that are Spanish. We all do.
Yeah.
They have understanding, but they don't speak it, and they wish they could.
Yeah.
I mean, look, how many clients have you passed up because you didn't know how to speak Spanish?
Bro, too many.
Right.
And I feel bad.
Right, because it goes against who you are as an agent, because you have that desire. The desire is there to help them.
Yep.
But the skill is lacking.
Yeah.
but a skill is something that you can acquire.
That's true.
Right? And so when I started thinking about this, and I just really just took a moment, we had a conversation, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing it, and I'm doing it tonight. And I committed myself that night to go ahead and put this together. And then you got Edgar to it, connected us so we could go ahead and get this. But I just said, no, I'm going to go ahead and commit to this. I'm going to make it simple. And to start off, it's really geared towards two people in the real estate industry and people who are Spanish but just don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
That could be a good start, because I'm not saying it's high level. I think, just to be honest and be clear, if someone who has no comprehension of Spanish, like, this is not the class for you if you really don't know anything about Spanish, because it's a 12-week course and we're doing it once a week. So you're going to feel like it's too hard.
Yeah.
And it's going to be conversational Spanish that's in the real estate realm.
Yeah.
So that when you are sitting with that buyer at a consultation or that seller at a consultation, you can have some basic language that, you can speak. And it's a start. Really, this is your 101 to get you started. I'm not suggesting that you take this 12-week course and then you'll be like, that's it. I don't need nothing else.
Got it. Certified through Emy. Good to go.
This is to catapult you. Start hey, this is a starting point for you to really get serious about what you've always wanted to do.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is, as Mike says this all the time, even the best people in the world, the LeBrons, the Bradys, they all have coaches. They're the best in their industry, but they still have to have the accountability, right? Mm-hmm. So from an accountability standpoint, you've already done this when you take on mentees. You've already done this when you're teaching real estate. And even before this, girl, we were talking about before we started, corporate America, you were always in a position of teaching and doing that. Now you're really just focusing on something that you really know. You grew up speaking this. Mm-hmm. It's fairly simple for you, but you're also helping people that you kind of see almost on a daily basis. Let's just assume that it's only the Iron Valley people, right? Just because we marketed to them, they're the ones that signed up for this or whatever. Cool, perfect. But if we're able to get other people in the market, even if it's not the first 12 weeks, if we continue to do this again once a quarter or whatever the case may be, that's a win, because now I feel with me, the accountability is huge, because I get distracted because I'm doing so many different things. But if Emy texts me on a Sunday, like, hey, where are you at with this lesson plan? What did you do? Fuck, you're right. I was supposed to do that. All right. But it's helpful. And it's like I do Duolingo, right?
So there's going to be a homework assignment.
I hope so.
Yeah, there is definitely going to be. So we're going to have our class, and then you're going to have a homework assignment that you'll have to turn in the form of a video of you recording yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. I hate being on video.
Listen, because you could show me better than you could tell me. There's no cheat codes in this. This is not designed for you to cheat.
So we doing a buyer consultation in Spanish?
Well, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
We're going to have...
That's the graduation test.
We're going to build up to things. I'm not going to start there.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, man. People have anxiety just doing buyer consultations in English, so...
Or recording myself.
Or recording yourself.
So are we going to cap this at a certain amount of people? Are we focusing quantity or quality on this one?
I didn't think of capping it.
Okay.
I think we'll just kind of wait and see. See the interest. Who's really going to be committed to it?
So I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. Okay. Well, first off, we've already spoken a price. What is the price for this 12-week course?
I thought that $100 would be fair to start off.
Okay. So I'm gonna sponsor myself and somebody else.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, so anybody listening to this, if you DM me and you really want to be a part of this, I'm paying for this, but I want somebody else to be involved with this, so I can have not just Emy holding me accountable. I want somebody else. And Edgar, I'd actually recommend that you do that for somebody that you think that would benefit from this.
Yeah, Edwin. His Spanish is trash.
No. But he knows Spanish. Actually, that actually is really
talking trash about my family.
And that's her family, by the way. No, but actually, you just made a really good point. Man. Even if there is somebody that is fluent that wants to be in this, and let's just say they're kind of like peak performance, right? You have Mike, LJ, myself, and Edwin. It started with Mike and Edwin. Now it's graduated, and Eric too. Shout out to Eric. He's just in Cali. So now, if you can have more than one person assist you, or somebody else that knows the language as well, and we're watching you guys do this, and we're picking up on the vibes and understanding dialect, blah, 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 that would be really dope. Do you have somebody in mind that you probably could bring on that would want to help?
I mean, I'm sure Edwin would love to help.
That's not
Edgar.
Edwin. That's not Edwin.
That's not Edwin. Edgar would help.
I was actually
help.
volunteering you. I was like going to see what Edgar would say.
No, I would definitely help. It's definitely a different Spanish, right? And
that's actually true.
And that's what we were talking about.
So that's a good point, too.
Puerto Rican Spanish adds a lot of L's.
Okay, that's a good point.
And we dropped the S.
Mexican Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish. That's a really valid point. That's proper Spanish, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a valid
you'll
point.
get in my class. You're definitely gonna get the Puerto Rican.
I'm fine with that.
No, but that's what it comes down to. You quickly find out, kind of what area of Spanish they're speaking
Yeah.
right away.
I think the diversity will be good because, like, we don't just encounter Puerto Ricans or Mexicans
Right.
or whatever, and just to kind of be able to, like, okay, most of us already know, like, when we speak Spanish or we come across a Colombian or Dominican, or we can hear, pick
Yeah.
up in their language. I'm sure it happens to you too.
All day.
Well, how do you say down payment, for example?
Right, enganche or
Yeah.
There's a lot of
there's
ways
two
of
words. There's enganche, or people use un préstamo is a loan. There's all these little words.
What's down payment? You didn't say it.
No, enganche is what we use
Oh,
for the
both.
most part.
Okay, gotcha.
For the most part, but I've also heard there's another word out there for
Puñeta.
no,
no,
Alf.
that was
I'm surprised you didn't learn Spanish.
I knew cuss words. That's because I was getting cussed out growing up all the
That's
time.
not gonna
why.
help you
It won't
with
help me at all.
buyers or
At all.
sellers.
No, only behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, that we use enganche, but then some areas like you go and you're talking about a car, for example. That's
Right.
the easiest analogy I could use. Is most people will say carro, in some
Yeah.
areas they say coche,
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I knew carro.
which is totally different, right? If you're hearing it.
So what am I
coche is-
learning on Duolingo? What
I don't
dialect
know.
of that
you
is?
chose it. So
Well, it's
you
only
should
one
know.
Spanish on there. It's not like I can
Is
choose
it?
multiples.
I felt like that
I'm
was,
let me triple check on that. I'll show you exactly what it is. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
don't
question
know.
because I do it every day, 5-10 minutes a day. Not like micro
Put
learning
it
on
the
top of
Spanish
that.
channel. She brought up a good point. It's
What?
like I didn't learn English until I was 7 or 8. I know I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, somewhere in there. But a lot of it came from just watching the shows because none of my family,
Yeah.
mom, uncle,
Gotcha.
they don't know English.
Right.
So I picked it up from school, watching TV. That's what I was saying, like Alf.
It just says Spanish. Is that Spaniard?
Oh, that looks like the Spain.
That's Spain, right?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
flag for Spain.
Okay. So I told you 624 days.
Does it say like vosotros and stuff like that?
I don't know. I'll show you a lesson later.
Okay. I mean, but
Gotcha.
yeah, that's how we learn. I have my friend Victor. He learned English watching ESPN,
Right. But then, like, there's.
and
And then
his
the,
English is pretty good.
Watching something he actually likes too.
and then a
So,
lot of
yeah.
people don't even know I know Spanish, like, which I think is kind of cool because that means I don't have a
Yeah.
strong accent. or
You don't.
whatever.
I'll give you that. You don't either, but yeah.
Yeah. So
You just look
if
like
I
a-
start talking in Spanish for a while, it carries over.
Yeah.
And then I catch it. I was like, why did I say that like that? That's weird.
It's-
yeah, I had a
But it
couple of
carries
agents at
over.
the Latino thing we did a
Mm-hmm.
couple months back. They were like, I didn't know you knew Spanish.
Wow.
It's like, hey, that's
Okay.
cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Undercover.
Right. Okay. So everything's gonna be more geared towards real estate. Obviously, probably the loan, that verbiage and things like
Right.
that.
Even just how do you introduce yourself as a real estate agent in
Right.
Spanish? We're going to
Yeah.
start basic and then take it from there, and the questions that you ask. If you take a call, this is what happens. Real story. You get a lead, and they speak Spanish, and then just asking basic questions. You know how many times agents have text me, "Hey, can you translate these questions in Spanish?"
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they'll text it back to that person, and then hey, they responded this. What does that say? And so just basic things, asking like, how many bedrooms do you want?
Yeah.
How many bathrooms? That's a simple phrase that you can just learn in Spanish. And,
Yeah.
and it's a start, like I said. I really want to get people going and getting excited. Like, oh, snap, I just took that call and I was able to ask them how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, so
Am I saying this right? ¿Cuántos al baños?
No.
cuantos.
¿Cuántos? There you go.
Yeah,
¿Cuántos al
almost.
baños? Okay.
Yep. You're getting there, see? Your
I
mind
need a
is in the
spoon.
right place for the class.
Okay. Got it.
Casa,
Perfect.
condominio, cuartos, baños.
Carajo. Got you.
That's not a
I know,
bad word
that's
for
not.
us. It depends on where you live, I guess.
Really? It isn't?
No, carajo is like
Like,
a
yeah.
badass
Really?
little kid or whatever.
Didn't know that.
Yes, un carajito.
Yeah, that's not it, bro. Sorry.
Okay. I'll just go back to puta. There we go.
There you go.
That's the same one. All right. So the class starts on July 23rd. We're going to kick it off at 10 a.m.
Yes.
We're going to kick this off at the Bendix office, right?
Tentatively. Yes.
Tentatively, right?
It
Well,
depends on how many people
That's true.
sign up. If we get a lot of people to sign up, then we'll
we'll pivot.
kind of pivot to where we need to. Maybe Virginia Beach Library.
Well, what about like resources as far as
Oh, I'm going to be
lenders and
handing
things
out all the resources
Okay.
for the class, so that you just got to bring your brain and your drive to
think,
learn.
I think a good like levels, right? Like small, medium, large. Small is like Norfolk. I think that'd be a good setting. Medium is going to be Bendix, and then large, like you said, the library. I feel like, and it just depends on how many we consider small. Like I know Norfolk's fine with 10 to 15. I know Bendix is fine with 30, 20, 30, 40. Plus that, we need a bigger spot, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, if we end up getting 2 people, awesome. If we end up getting 200 people, awesome. Obviously, we want the more.
Or even Chesapeake. Or
Oh,
Apex.
Chesapeake too. That's very true. Yes, good call. Yeah, even that where we do peak performance. So it's July 23rd, starting at 10 a.m. Location TBD, but it's definitely going to happen. $100 to sign on. Anybody wants to be my accountability partner?
12-week course.
It's a 12-week course.
12-week course.
So if you want to be accountable for the 12 weeks, outside of just having Emy being her awesome self and holding us accountable, I'm looking for an accountability partner that wants to really learn Spanish, and I will cover your fee. But I'm going to have stipulations as well, because I'm not just going to pay to play, because this is less than $10 a class. We're getting the best of the best here, and somebody that actually teaches in this game. On top of that, they're teaching a language.
But she actually...
She does it.
She does it.
She does this.
Helps
That's what I'm
with the
saying.
loans, helps with the title.
Exactly.
Get some clothes.
She mentors agents. She actually is active in real estate. Like, she does this, yo. So at the end of the day, we need to ensure that we're respecting each other's time, but it's because we want to learn. We want to do this. I know I want to. I know already there's going to be a day or two that I'm not going to show up because I'll be out of town. So I need that person, but I'm willing to hold that person accountable too.
I think Emy could speak to this also when you're dealing with a Spanish client. Also, it's a little bit different. I would say it's a little bit more hands-on, hand-holding.
Yeah. And that it helps when you can speak the language.
Yeah.
They feel that trust. They
Yeah.
feel like, okay, familia.
Sí.
Doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
There's an instant connection
Yeah.
that happens because you speak Spanish. And then there's a trust that comes with that. It's
Yeah.
like paired with it.
It's just a part of the culture also.
It is part of our culture. So, I think it's so important for us to definitely, especially if you're Spanish, but not limited to Spanish people. I encourage people to learn Spanish. Spanish is like the second language in this whole country.
Literally in the world.
It's almost the first language in this country.
That's very
at this
true.
Point. So come on, when you call anywhere, it says press 2 for Spanish. So, like, be for real.
I do that on purpose just to get to somebody faster.
Oh, I do that too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
Damn,
30-minute wait.
Secrets?
Spanish.
Bro, that's
Really?
a secret. It's a
Yeah.
secret.
I
Oh,
did
you
not-
wait an hour? Nah.
Yeah, not
Spanish.
us.
I did not even think about that.
Yes. Because
And
they're
usually,
sitting there.
but
they're sitting there
here's the
twiddling
thing.
their
Usually, it's a
thumbs.
bilingual person, anyways.
Yeah,
so you
Right.
can talk
they
to them
have
in
to
English.
learn it. They have to know English. Life hack.
That's
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hit 2. No.
Dos.
So there you go. So I just had literally we just closed yesterday, and his last name, go figure, was Rivera. So
Oh, the guy you posted.
correct.
I thought about that.
So from Puerto Rico, go figure. I'm like, yo, I got to see you on my
I saw
23andMe.
his name and I was like,
I'm
I
like-
was about to comment like, pretty soon you'll be able to do these in Spanish.
So his first language is Spanish, but he speaks English very well. Hard accent, but speaks it very well. And I actually had Allie, shout out to Allie. She did a few homes. I was in the town. She showed a few houses. And I'm like, you know what? I have somebody that can speak Spanish. You're going to like this. Like a treat. Like he didn't need it, but I'm like, I got you. And he was like, I appreciate that, man. That was
Can
cool.
we just really give a shout out to Allie?
Yes.
Allie's not even Spanish, y'all. Like, if you know Allie.
Shut the front
if you know,
door.
you know.
Really?
Allie, no. Allie, look,
I'll tell her she's my favorite chola.
listen.
I hear it.
Allie so she's one of my mentees.
Yeah.
And she's white. She's
I did not know
Yes.
that. She got swag. That's
the
why
way
I didn't know.
she speaks Spanish, it'll put anybody to shame.
Yeah,
I
she
took
knows
her
it
to
very
La
well.
Selecta.
Yeah.
And
I
they
seen
were
her
like,
on there. Right.
they were so fascinated with her because they were like, wait, they just wanted to hear her speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. She's an amazing person.
She is.
But-
She's on the way to be.
But even something as simple as that, as far as anybody knowing Spanish or making an effort, you could see that that's where your relationship can build with that client.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Because the land community will take enjoyment of you actually trying, and they will help you in the way.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to
Absolutely.
form a relationship with those
That's
people.
very,
also.
very true. Very true. So the fact that it didn't hinder anything, luckily, because he spoke really good English, but the first thing a Spanish person sees is they see the last name, Munoz, Rodriguez, Rivera. We're us, right?
and the
And
Spanish
then
starts.
exactly, and then you will never relate to this, but I can. We go to DR. Whenever we go on a trip. Myra does this. My wife does this to me. We go on a trip and we know we're going to like a Spanish speaking country. Yeah. Dominican Republic was the last one. We go there and then I look more Dominican I think than Puerto Rican sometimes, especially during summer when I get darker. And the guys coming up there, they start speaking to me in Spanish. We're the same, right? Like, and then they start speaking. I was like, yeah. And she was like, go ahead, Julian. Go ahead, try. Go ahead and talk. Like she does. She bullies me like you do. Bully me. And then she just laughs. And in the moment, it's a very short bullying time. But I'm like, no habla español. And then I get that face every time. Like, really? What? I'm like, I know.
What?
I know.
They clutch their pearls every time.
It's just like, I can't clutch their pearls.
You don't speak Spanish?
It's like they revoked my last name. Like you are not real.
Your whole Spanish part gets revoked.
All day. And I've experienced that so much more in my older age. And that's just more, that's the only thing I can say that's very disappointing consistently. That I've taken some strides to do that, but the accountability of getting there. So you even thinking of doing this based off a conversation that we have, I want to say thank you. Whether it came to light or not, which it is, but that's dope that you're doing that. And to be fair, I feel it's more important when we can do it with someone that we kind of know, like, and trust already.
Yep.
It's no shade of going in front of a teacher or anybody that you don't know, but I've seen you in action. Like, I know you can do this. I know you can speak this. And I'll give you credit. I've seen you in action and I know you can do this. And I know it's inspiring to me knowing that, you know what, it's time to get the fuck off the couch, yo. I got to get in the game, and I have to do. And it's gonna be hard, and it's hard. The older we get, the harder it is to learn new things. So
this Cancun trip in February, you're a tour guide.
Don't do that to me. But I'll help.
That's what it sounds like.
But I want to help. That's actually a really good goal. Seriously, thank you for saying that. It's not bad.
So this time when you go and visit, you're going more knowledgeable, where you could just at least say something conversational. I let this inspire you. But look, besides it being a response of our conversation and you inspiring me, it's also a response of, I feel like, my obligation to the gift that God has given me to educate, to pour into, to develop people. Like, God gives us all gifts,
right? And
you can't take those for granted.
It's very true.
So for me, it's a lot about that too, where God has given me a passion for people. And I just love helping people on every level, whether it's buying a house, selling a house, helping clients, learning Spanish.
You know who's a little sleeper now? He's understanding it pretty well. Is Mike. Mike's getting Spanish really good.
I believe that.
I mean, he married into it, so he has to.
So I love that for him.
Yeah,
so, absolutely.
All right, day one class. What's the subjects?
Basics, introductory and greetings. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Introduction and greetings. But there's a homework assignment that comes with that.
There has to be. You got to hold accountability on
every week.
Yeah.
How many bad words are you teaching?
None.
I'll teach him.
He'll be the special.
These are trash.
No.
I got like 5. I'm good.
No.
That's what I'm there for.
That's what I'm there for. The comic relief. All right. That's
it'll
dope.
Be fun. No, one thing I can say that it'll be a fun class. There's not going to be nothing boring about my class.
Good.
I bring the Emy Love experience flavor.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then if I ever see a phone call from you after, I'm like, all right, gotta get my A game. All right, I know you're gonna call me.
So it's gonna be scripts.
But that's what I need. To be fair, moving forward, I need that from you. I need that from Edwin. I need that from my Spanish friends.
Spanish forehead joke.
Like just to start, and then I might not even catch it, so I can't even get mad at you or hang up on you and shit. Because I'm probably thinking you're asking me if you want to go to lunch, and I know that's the opposite of what you're asking. So I have to. I'm gonna kind of put accountability on you two right now. Leading up to the Cancun trip, that was a good idea. I want to be able to speak 50%. I mean, obviously fluent, but it's not going to happen in 6 months. That's limiting beliefs. I want to be a lot better from today, from where I'm at. This film is being filmed on July 2nd, 2025. It'll probably air in 2 weeks. So you'll know that I made this promise to myself. By the time we go on our peak performers trip in February of 2026, I want to be no less than 50% better in Spanish, aka be able to hold a basic conversation confidently. Confidently is the word there. Yeah.
And it's going to come from practice.
Yeah.
You can't read a book or get like a lesson plan and then not, even your Duolingo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're only talking to Duolingo in Spanish, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I agree. That's just one of
Duolingo is teaching you what to say, and then you have to go out there and put it to practice.
That's true.
Yeah, tu cabeza no está grande, está ambicioso.
You just said something about my head is fucking huge, and then I didn't get the rest.
It sounds good. It sounds like English. Ambicioso.
What did he just say?
ambicioso.
No, but what did he just say to me?
Yeah, that's what he said.
No, in
Ambicioso.
English, what did he say to me?
But you tell me, what does that sound like?
That he's talking. He's
Ambicioso.
is really big.
Ambitious.
Oh, the same joke that you did. I got you. Okay, got it.
Forehead's not big. It's ambitious.
He's gonna die laughing when I can actually call him and just drop a ball joke, and then it's gonna
But see,
sound
that's
perfect.
the other part of the language you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
There's a counter to all of that.
Yes.
You know what else inspired me to teach my grandson?
Why?
Because he'll call me and he sends me little voice clips, and he calls me Gigi, so he'll go, Gigi, how do you say okay in Spanish?
That's too cute. Not, like,
it's super duper
yeah.
cute. I've been like recording it
I
and
play
putting
with
it
the
on
kids.
social media.
Yeah, I'd be like, yes in English.
He's super adorable.
that's funny.
Yeah, but he'll do that periodically. Just ask me randomly. He has a desire to learn.
Good.
So
one thing that we need to do, we need to get this event set. It's set, but we need to get it out to the public. This is just one of the things that we're doing right now to ensure we have the information out there. July 23rd, 10 a.m. Emy's teaching. No Sabo. No worry. You're going to be talking after this in some way, shape, or form. $100 for the class for a 12-week course. Just to be clear, that's less than $10 a course. I just want to put this out there. And we will let you know what that location is going to be sooner than later. Flyers, events, and everything's coming soon. Emy, I need to know, well, the audience needs to know, where can they follow you at? Where can they find Emy Love Experience on their own?
all they have to do is look up hashtag Emy Love, EMYLOVE, Emy Love Realtor on all platforms. That's where you can find me.
Boom.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What's your
So
social?
We're going to take you from No Sabo to Cise.
No Sabo to Cise.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the class then. No
No
Sabo.
Sabo to Cise.
There we go.
Hey, let's go.
You want to provide your social security number?
No.
Okay. Birth certificate number? License number? Anything like that? Okay.
But I could provide you my Cash App. Feel free to be generous.
There you go. No Sabo to Cise.
No
Yep.
Sabo to Cise.
That's the name of the class.
That's it.
Perfect. All right. Like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Emy Love, thank you for being on the episode today. Appreciate it. Mr. Sphere, appreciate you, Munoz. And DJ Julian Rivera signing out at DJ Julian Rivera, Instagram, Facebook, X, the whole 9 yards, the VA agent, and the Emy Love Experience.
All right.
Yes.
Later, y'all.